We will in a minute.
Yep.
It's fucking cold in here.
A little bit.
He's got a tank top
There
on.
he
You gotta
is.
turn the heater on a little bit.
Sail Hayden.
Did you
I
say,
got you.
what'd you say?
Didn't make you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Trying to.
you say Hail Satan?
Sail Hayden.
Say Hayden, even better.
Hail the Hoat.
What does that mean?
Hail the Goat.
Hail the goat.
Ricky Carmichael?
Welcome, Nergal from Behemoth.
Yes, Nergal, you're friends with my wife's best friend from Youth Code.
Oh wow,
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
She was there at the listening party yesterday,
Okay.
and yeah, her and a lot of like friends from here, Sleeping Guys came down, and Brian Slagle, and lots of like good friends from me.
See, I'm very new to Behemoth, but I'm an old school metal guy, and then I kind of drifted out a little bit, and got to doing work, so I wasn't that involved in music, and then I wasn't that happy with the way it was going, so I was like, hey, I don't really like it anymore. And then my wife and this dickhead, people like that, play a little bit of other stuff where I'm like, okay, now I like these guys. I like a couple of new stuff that isn't really that new, but I'm okay with people. I never used to like people that I couldn't completely understand the lyrics, but I started following you a little bit, and then I've heard stories about coming up, I guess, a little bit, where you're in vans putting fucking face makeup on and shit in alleyways, and I'm like, man, that's a fucking hardcore guy. And I'm just the music, I'm like, damn, dude, you're evil as fuck. And then I follow you on Instagram, and I'm like, you're like pretty put together and pretty, like, you go to the gym, you do yoga, you're like an organized guy, you enjoy the sun, so you're in the pool having a good time. That's not evil. And then so you're a together guy that's in a really evil band that looks evil and scary as fuck, sounds scary as fuck. Your new video where Wolf eats people, scary as fuck. I love that shit. But then you've got all this background of being you were religious, and you've done some stuff. You're a little anti-religious to the point where, and you're an intelligent guy, so you can do it far better than I. I mean, being angry at the church is, you can only go so far when you don't read.
Yeah, I mean, I come from the place where church is there's no separation between church and the state in the first place. Church has a massive influence politically and but also on social life. So
And where is this you're from exactly?
Poland.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Poland, and it's a super conservative country, and especially now with our government being very like leaning towards very right-winged nationalistic kind of tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
I just naturally, organically, I stand in opposition to that values. You know what I mean? Because I'm a liberal. I'm just.
How young? When did this start for you?
I'd say I was 14, 15 when I started opening up my head to different vibes, and just absorbing them from the universe. And I just realized that, hey, that path that is kind of forced upon you the minute you were born, and then they baptize you, and without even asking that, which is stupid, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just grow into life. And most people, because we are lazy animals, the human beings, we're lazy animals, we hardly ever question. We just follow. We go with the flow. We go with the mob. And the thing is, I'm like, what makes us evolve is questioning things, and just thinking for yourself, and standing out, and just getting up from knees, because the world looks shitty nowhere near your knees, and I know that, and that's my base. That's where I come from. So my attitude towards religion and the aesthetics within the band and the content of the band is very well. It's not rehearsed. It is what it is. It's in our DNA, so to say.
You said you start this. Your brain opened up a little bit more when you're 15, 16.
Yeah.
Is there this just you that this happens to? Or did you have a crew of people that started to agree with you, or are you by yourself on this one?
I've always been like a loner. I mean, I'm a social animal, but I'm a loner in the sense that I'm just a thinker. I just go into the woods and just, make up my mind and just go through
You go into the woods a lot?
Not lately, but when I was a kid, when I was 15, that's where it's all started. I was seeking for some isolation from humanity. So just dealing with nature and just you yourself and just trying to connect with here, what's
Yeah.
here in your heart, you know, and not just being overwhelmed with the world around. It was pretty essential as a kid, you know. I mean, as a teenager, this is like the pretty crucial moment of your life, because most of us we define ourselves, and we pretty much set up ourselves, you know, for the rest of our life, you know. That's the moment where when we absorb so much, you know, as a teenager. It's like, okay, that's the world, you know. And then what we do, like, I'm generalizing here, but more or less, you know, 20, 25 and up, we're just being very repetitive. We just do automatic things in life, you know what I mean? It's not the first sex, it's not the first concert, it's not the first alcohol, not the first drugs, you know. Then we just keep on taking drugs.
I would say, are you saying generally, because it's not everybody, but I would say firsthand that I think that I was raised to be a certain way, and I'm 46, and I think since I was maybe 40, am I starting to consider that all the things that I've done and stood for are not mine,
See?
and that there's other things that I'm more interested in than what I thought I was supposed to be for I don't know how long.
But it's amazing. I mean, it's better late than never. That's the first thing, and that's, I mean, because you use all these terms, evil and stuff. Yes, we do all these aesthetics, you know. But the thing is, you know, we just encourage people. We're not telling them, hey, go. I mean, follow us. Just open up, question, confront. Always question, go back, see if this is for yourself, if it suits you, and it's never too late to liberate yourself from any restrictions, really, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, the bottom line is to ask here, your intuition will tell you eventually, if you can hear yourself, what you're here for. I mean, life is that short. It's very short.
Yep.
And I've been through some rough shit, you know. I didn't come here to talk ex cathedra and to preach to people, because I'm everything but a preacher. But I can talk about my experience, and my experience is that life is that short. It's too short to waste it on being someone else but yourself.
Right.
You gotta be yourself.
Even if it's not the hardest thing in town,
some
you're striving to be something that you realize. Because I feel like I've got kids, man. They're striving to be popular. You know, like that would be the coolest thing that could happen to them is if they were popular. Because that's what all their friends at school are saying. That's what TV says. That's what their phone says.
Yeah.
It's kind of some, you know what I mean? And it's a as a parent, I'm like, you're not supposed. That's not what it's all about. And she's like, you're on the radio talking to famous people. Like you got a lot of followers on Instagram, and I'm like, I am, but I don't. But this doesn't. And you know, I'm just a dad. I don't mean anything. And when they leave, they don't care about me. People look at my photo and they can say I suck or I'm the greatest ever, but they walk off and they think about their own lives. We're not. Celebrities aren't important, but
Yeah.
it's impossible to tell. And it's like you got the answer. You were in the bush. If my kids didn't have a phone, and I was like, you have to go in the bush after school. You're in the bush. Figure some shit out in there. And come back, and if they didn't have phones for a couple of years, I think that maybe they would have a chance of finding themselves. But it's
True.
I mean, you're on the phone all the time. You got an Instagram. You got followers.
I love it.
You love it.
I love it. I think it's a great tool.
Okay.
But then again, it's all about just the right balance. So what I do and what I did prior to this trip, which is the press tour here in US, I went to Sicily. I turned my social media off.
Right.
No posts, no emails, no phones, nothing. It was just me, white wine, sun, and the book. That's it, you know.
Yep.
So I mean, I think social media can be, and in my
That's
case,
not very evil, by the way. I'm just fucking.
Yeah, I know, but like,
It's in the sun with white wine.
yeah,
I'm like,
this is. I mean, I'm a hedonist, you know, and I love.
what's a hedonist?
Hedonist is the person who adores and celebrates life
Yeah.
to the fullest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
I just squeeze.
Pleasure too.
Yes, and I just squeeze the shit out of my life, because, like 6 years ago, I wasn't really meant to, you know, to be anymore. You know, I was in a hospital 6 months battling with leukemia, and I was like, I'm not just coming out alive of that situation.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
bet.
I mean? So after like ever since, I'm like, no, I mean, life's too short to wasting that on not being just being dishonest, you know. So I get that stuff, you know, like on everyday basis, you know, I get the comments like, you're in a black metal band, you're supposed to act this and that way.
Right.
No shit, really. Give me that book that says what I'm
Right.
supposed to do, you know, because I reject any book that tells me what the fuck I'm supposed to do.
Me too.
Because I know the best. This, my bowels, my fucking dick, my heart, my brain knows better what I need
Yeah.
and where I need, who I should date or who should be my friends. It's me and it's you and it's 7 millions of people on the earth, you know. And let's not generalize them, you know. I know we're all craving to be like, we are craving for our safety zones, you know. We want to belong. Okay, this is the church. Okay, this is the Republicans party. You know. Okay, I belong. You know, this is my safety zone. Well, safety zones will make you lazy. Safety zones are there just to. I mean, it's a natural need, you know. But what makes a human race evolve is the curiosity, what is behind that motherfucking wall. I want to know that. So next thing after I'm leaving the studio is I'm gonna go around and see, oh, you know what, there's nothing there, but at least I did try.
Where are you going to go around to?
That wall.
I tried to go around this wall right here because then you'd be able to see the Hollywood sign, but they fucking blocked it off.
All right.
It's complete bullshit. So leukemia, huh? They tell you got leukemia after all the